Welcome back to yet another epic reaction to another Kevin Samuels video. Today's episode is unique. If you are new here, please subscribe.
If you're going to get anywhere and do anything in life, and understand when you separate, what happens when you separate is it's going to make people uncomfortable. It's going to make people uncomfortable because people move like this. And when you start to separate from the crowd, you start to make people uncomfortable. So look at that. There's food on both sides, right? And here they come. Let's go ahead and speed this up to get to the point. I want you guys to watch what happens with the herd mentality. Watch what happens with the herd mentality. There's food on both sides, but look what's going on. I want you to understand the herd mentality in mammals is so overwhelming that even though there's food and space, our instincts are to go to someplace else. This video is called The Perfect Mousetrap. Okay? Let's go ahead and speed on up. Let's go ahead and get through here. You see what's happening. But here's the thing. Now all the mice can see what's going on, but look at them. And look at it. There's going to come a point in time where there's going to be some mice that are going to say, oh, wait. They're going to climb up, look around, going to want to turn back around. And the mice are going to start pushing them in. Now look at the ones on the outside. The ones on the outside are free. The ones on the inside are trapped. Separation, baby. Uh-oh. Two more went in. Why? The instinct. Separation is a powerful thing. Now look at that. Look at that. That was the first one that went in and said, no, I'm done with it. I'm not going in there. It's better out here. Now here's the funny thing. What's going to start to happen? The mice that were over on the inside of the trap, now they're going to start to get anxious. They were eating the food, but the food ran out. Now they recognize they're trapped. Now they want to get out. This is just the plexiglass with a mesh top, and they can't climb their way out. Look at them. Now imagine if this experiment ran to its natural end. What would happen if the cameras are turned off and they just let the mouse stay this way? You come back a week later to a bloody mess because there's no food left. You know what would start to happen. 3 minutes without air, 3 days without water, 3 weeks without food. Look at them. They're like, let me get out of here. Look up the Mouse Utopia experiment of the late 60s and 70s. That's a good indicator. Yeah, they're stuck. Oh, how do we get out of here? Look at this other mouse. He's like, no. See, those mice, the mice that didn't go in, would make it to the next. Their DNA would make it to the next level. The mice that went in, they're dead. They're dead. Why is this important? Because if you stay where you are, if you go where the pack is, there's no room. If you go where other people aren't, there's plenty of room. Is room over there and room for where people left. And we're not talking about at the bottom. We're talking about at the top. But you better get prepared. Everybody's talking about high value man and this and that. It's lonely at the top. But it's only lonely if you don't prepare for it. This is why you have your wolf pack, your mentor, your coach. You pay and build a network around you. Self-awareness, separation, and balance. And balance is what I want to talk about today with the ladies. Ladies, there's an old quote that I don't know who to attribute it to, but Dolly Parton gets a lot of it. Don't get so busy making a living that you forget to make a life. The fallacy, the focus fallacy. Don't get so busy making a living you forget to make a life. And the fallacy is so many women are being told, do you focus on you and then get your shit together, get your stuff together, and then once that's done, then get a man.
I'm so proud right now that Kevin finally brought in a very, very good example that really works a lot and explains a lot about life, about commitment, about marriage, about relationships, and generally about everything, you know. This example of the mice elaborates the women in particular. In my case, if I'm to really teach something out there. Look, just as Kevin Samuel just explained at the beginning of the video, we have these mice, or the rats, let me call them the rats in this case. There is food both outside and inside. Some mice or rats look for alternative ways of looking for food instead of competing with the food that was outside. They enter the cage, they find their food, and surprisingly, the other rats were able to see more rats entering into a cage and enjoying food that was in there. Leaving the food was behind, the food that was left behind, most of them entered the cage, not knowing that they will not come out. Food was supplied at both places. There are some women that go into marriages, that go into relationships when they were not meant to go there. There are some decisions that women keep on doing, knowing that they had an option of not doing those options or those actions that you were meant to do. When you fall in love with a man, when you get a man, it is your choice, it is your prerogative to get a child. You can either decide to leave that relationship or go into that relationship knowing that the man is toxic and giving that same person that is toxic a child. But you knew that the guy was toxic. There are so many instances that these rats keep on teaching the people. By the way, when I was looking at this video in particular, I looked at so many examples, so many things that we as people can learn from the mice, from the poor decisions that were taken by the mice. In this case, we can as well learn that in life, if most people are doing something in particular, their chances are that whatever they're doing is wrong. And the few that have opted out are the right people. Whenever you see people going into things, courses, in these cases go for courses and marketable courses. You see many people doing psychology, many people doing marketing. There are chances that the course they are doing is wrong. And the few that opt for medicine, engineering, are the right ones. Then in this life as well, there are chances that in both scenarios, you always find what to eat. But some, they find what to eat and they stay caged in that. Can say marriages. Some people have gone into marriages looking for where to sleep, looking for food, looking for trips, looking for Instagram photos with a man, well knowing that whatever they are going to do in that marriage is going to bring out bad things. And they go in there willingly, not being forced. And the same things happen. The few that opt to leave that and sacrifice and wait for the real person to get them end up getting the real men of real stature, educated, high value, and those that rushed into getting married find themselves crashing. You know, there's so many examples we can learn from the scenario. And most of them keep on hitting the women. Well, in this case, I don't want to hit the women, but I want us to learn from the mice. There are so many. Looking at the mere fact that there were so many that entered the cage, there are so many things we learn. It could be spiritual, that those that will go into heaven will be very few and many will go into hell. It could be economical, that the businesses that are done by so many, you don't get a lot. Many of you are competing with a few, and the few that do the hard courses, the hard businesses, the businesses with high risk end up getting more, and those are the few. You know, there's so many examples out there. Well, I singled out this part and I wanted to talk about it. I want to hear, or I want to know what you think about it. What good example, what good lesson can you pick from the mice? From this video that has been shared by Kevin Samuel. What do you learn? I want to hear from you by commenting below. I'll be back with another video. Thank you so much. Please, if you're new here, I request you subscribe. Have a nice time. See you in the next video.